I don't know.
Denny Schaefer. He's an idiot.
Well. Welcome, everybody.
Happy
once
Monday.
Again to the DennyRadio podcast, number 45. 45. We're very excited today because we have a new sponsor on Cinco de Mayo.
Woo!
Oh, my goodness.
Cinco de Mayo.
That's hilarious.
There we go. You kind of look like Eddie in that picture now.
I kind of do.
Looking at it.
I kind of do, but I think Eddie's a little more handsome than me. Anyway.
Well, go ahead.
He's a lot younger, though, so that could be part of it.
A lot younger?
I think he is.
Mm.
I think
he's my age.
I'll see him Thursday, and more on that coming up. Charity event. But thank you, Eddie, for believing in the podcast, and we're excited to start this new partnership for the month of May.
Yes, he is one of 2 new sponsors this month. So, okay, to get things started for Monday, here is today's trivia question. At the time of their death, who was older, Bob Barker or Betty White?
Ooh, don't look it up, cheaters.
Nope, don't look it up. At the time of their death, who was older, Betty White or Bob Barker?
Okay.
Okay.
There you go. Think about that. We'll give you the answer.
All right. So that's it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right into Eddie.
Right. You said trivia question, topic slide.
Oh, topic slide. Yes.
Topic slide. I write these little notes and then we don't use them.
Because we're Gen X and baby boomers and we don't have. All right. So here's today's topic, people. You can start participating in the comments. What do you do to stay healthy as you age? We all aging. Let's just say. All right.
It's a privilege, by the way.
It is.
To get older. I heard that somewhere over the weekend. I'm thinking, yeah, I guess it is, because if you're not getting older, that means you're dead.
Yeah. What's the alternative?
So it's a privilege, even though it hurts in the morning. Although Denman's having a great day today. Woo! Because I worked out yesterday. But anyway, new sponsor. Hit it.
Every day I need to have listings. I need to have buyers. And it's essential for my business to take care of not only the business, but to take care of my family. But ultimately, I want to be able to do such a good job that I get their referrals. That's what I really want. If I get their referrals, that tells me that I've done everything I possibly could to take care of them.
That is awesome.
There you go.
It almost makes me want to cry.
Grown man cry.
It is awesome. Good work, Eddie. Way to go.
Yep.
All right. Answer to the trivia question is, I am going to guess Betty White. Betty White for the win.
All right. So let's see. We have Terry.
Superfan nurse Terry says
Betty White. Sherry said Betty.
Sherry from McCraver.
You say Betty.
I do. Betty.
Rick
Pittsburgh Rick. He's the memory and numbers department. He's probably right. Bob
Mr.
Barker.
So at the time of their death, who was older, Bob Barker or Betty White?
Betty. Betty wins by 3 months.
3 months. 3 months. They were each
years and 8 months.
Yep. Okay. So Bob Barker was 99 years and 8 months. Betty White was 99 years and 11 months. Wow. She almost hit the 100 mark.
That is just amazing.
And you know what else I didn't realize? She died 2 years before he just literally died in 2023. Why did it seem like she just passed away?
Yeah, I don't know.
She passed away in 2021.
Yeah, I don't know. But by the way, Dolly Parton is the new Betty White. She's the new, older person that, people just love. And anyway, I deemed that a long time ago. So,
well,
there you go. Do I get a t-shirt?
Yeah, you will. So, here is, to go along with our topic. Okay. Of what do you do to stay healthy as we age?
Okay.
Betty White, this is what she did. She loved hot dogs and French fries.
Woo.
And maintained a positive outlook on life. She did not take herself too seriously. She did not eat anything green, which I think is hilarious. Now, I don't know if she did or not, but that's what she said. She enjoyed vodka on the rocks before dinner.
I love it.
Part of her nightly routine.
She was a boozer.
She stayed busy. She appreciated every moment. And then Bob, on the other hand, he was on a vegetarian diet for 30 years. And he was also into animal rights. So they both shared that animal rights. There was some animosity apparently between the two, but and he was a big philanthropist as well. So
good for them.
Yep.
Could you imagine though? Look at your age. Well, you're younger than me. You're what, 50, what, 8, 9?
Yes.
Yeah, you'll be 60. Ooh, 60 next year.
60.
So I'm 65, about to be 66 a week from tomorrow. May 13th is my birthday. May's the best month because we have May Day. There's no June Day, August Day, September Day, only May Day. May 1st, May Day, best month. You can Venmo me, send me Venmo money for cigars and stuff if you like. Anyway, could you imagine living like to that age? That means I would have to be around for another 34 years. Could you imagine me being around for another 34 years?
Well, no, but I have thought about that with myself, like going 60 and even from my own parents. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I am like sore now when I get up, and I'm like, I can't imagine.
I know, but you come from a family of long livers. My dad was early 80s. My mom was early 80s. So, who knows? A lot of it has to do with genetics. It just does, and, diet, exercise, all of that. But anyway, we mentioned our new sponsor, and I have an event I'd like to invite everybody to come to. This is happening this Thursday night. Sharon and I will both be there. RE/MAX Preferred Associates 23rd annual post Cinco de Mayo party at Reset at Rossford, which I know I've been there. Have you been there?
I don't think so. Is
They
it,
got all the
a bar?
retro games and outdoor stuff, and it's pretty cool.
Robbie.
Yeah. And there'll be live music from News Fashion. Not sure who they are. There'll be a food buffet provided live and silent auctions, which I believe I'll be helping with, prize drawings, live music, raising money for charity, Susan G. Komen, and also National Children's Miracle Network, where they have raised, ladies and gentlemen, $550,000 for Children's Miracle Network and Komen. And all of the money stays here, which is beautiful. It all stays local, which is very cool. And a bunch of these CMN families will be at the event. So you get to meet some of these kids that have benefited. So 21 and over.
21 and over.
Okay. And it's at Reset this Thursday. And I believe it starts at 5, goes till 10. 10 men should be there I have a remote, and then I'm heading right over. So I'll be there 5-ish. And so you're invited. Come out. And thank you to Coppice Motors. They're the generous supporter for the event, the big sponsor. So if you're not doing anything Thursday, come on by and see Denny and Sharon. We'll be there. Is this like our first public appearance since we started doing this?
Maybe, because I was going to be out to somewhere and then I wasn't feeling.
Yeah, you weren't feeling good.
It was right after your knee surgery.
Okay. So there you go. You're invited.
Eric says Bob Barker was a 3rd-degree black belt.
Is that Super Coach?
Yeah, he's watching on Instagram.
Dude, how you feeling? How's the shoulder? It's shoulder surgery on May 1st.
Okay. Oh, we already got people.
Sandra Hanesco Young.
She works out 3 times a week at Fit Body Boot Camp for over age 55. Lots of balance, strength, and core.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
It's funny because now at this age, I start to worry about my balance. When am I going to fall?
Really?
Yeah. It's weird. I'm 6'3". I got a long way to fall.
Well, and in our condo, because we have a basement, it's a ranch with a basement. So when you walk past those steps down to the basement, it's open. And there have been a couple times where I'm like, oh. I
know. I'm the same way. It's like, ooh, good thing I'm not cocktailing right now because,
Maybe we need to have a baby gate up there.
We should.
Of course, not that would hold us, either one of us, from falling.
Yeah, that's true. Keep the stinking cats out of there.
Let's see here.
Anyway, I don't remember seeing Sandra up here before. So Sandra, if you're a newbie, welcome.
And there's some controversy about Mother's Day not being this weekend. I don't think so.
What did Denny say last week as it permits to his birthday? I'm glad when it's not on Mother's Day.
Yeah, that's really what we talked about.
It's always the second Sunday in May. Mm-hmm. First Sunday was this Sunday. It's this Sunday, which will be the second Sunday.
Hello, Mary.
Hello, Mary. Good afternoon.
Happy Monday.
Mary Hendricks.
Yep. Okay. All right. So we're getting right into the topic, people.
Yep. What do you
What
do
do
to
you do
stay
to
healthy?
stay healthy? So let's start off though with the poll. So we did a poll yesterday
Yep.
on Facebook because Instagram doesn't allow that, but just to kind of do some homework. So the question was basically targeted at my generation, your generation, boomers and Gen X, of what do you do to stay healthy as we age? 12% answered that they are disciplined daily
That's me.
with exercise, food, and vitamins, etc.
I don't necessarily do it every day, but I think about it every day.
Well, you voted you were disciplined.
I am disciplined. Would
Okay.
you say I'm disciplined? You live with me.
Yeah. 38% live life in moderation, and that was me. Everything in moderation.
That's
Eat
you.
healthy, eat junk food, exercise, get rest. That's moderation.
Yep.
But 49% take their chances. Life is too short. They do,
There you go.
and they eat what they want, when they want, how they want.
You know, I'm
49%.
Yeah, I'm torn. I'm torn on that because I lived probably the majority of my life that way. Well, I've always been a runner, so I've always pretended to be healthy, or at least my fear was I didn't want to get as big as a house because, my family has a potential to, gain a lot of weight. And I've ballooned my whole life, and it's been the last probably 8 years that I have not ballooned. Have you noticed that? You notice how when we were married, I'd go up to 250 pounds and then I'd go on to whatever the latest diet was.
Yeah.
Remember when I was on Atkins?
Yeah, you guys,
The Fatkins diet?
you come from a family of emotional eaters.
And big boned people, we'll call them. Both of my parents were big boned.
Yes.
Anyway, and, so it was always there. And I never wanted to, especially after we got married, I didn't want to do that. I was tired of being 250, and then I got up to almost 260 at one time. Right now, this morning, I woke up and I was 207.5. And I fluctuate between like 202 and 210, right in there. And that's where I like to be. But, as you get older, that extra weight is just brutal on your joints. And that's a lot of it. So taking your chance.
I know. But the thing is like, I remember when you got really strict and disciplined with eating and all that. I missed my eating buddy because I live to eat. I like a good meal. I like to try new things. And you were like, oh, I'm on 500 calories a day. And you were like eating. No,
I was at one time.
500 calories a day.
That was a long, long time.
It was
ago.
right when we moved back.
Right. Because I was 250 when I got back. I was a big tub of goo. And I wanted to lose weight. And I did. But then it started creeping back up. And then I got on another diet. And, and then I met Claudia. More on that later. But, here's the thing. Do I have any room to complain if I just eat what I want, do what I want, don't exercise, and then all of a sudden I have some kind of health issue? Can we really complain? It's like you drive your car, you never put oil in it, and all of a sudden the engine burns up. Oh, how did this happen? Well, you didn't put any oil in the engine. Hello? Do we have room to complain? There's another poll question. If we're not going to take our health seriously, and then we have some kind of issue. Your thoughts? You got any thoughts?
No, you're right. The car analogy is definitely the right analogy. It's true.
There you go. Okay. So where are we on this? We're going to start giving tips?
Well, hold on. Let's check in with some of our viewers.
Hi, guys.
My whole world changed a couple months ago back when I have to be careful what I eat, and exercise is very important in life, not a trail run.
Well, open heart surgery will do that, Wayne.
Yeah.
Inside out Wayne. But he's doing well.
Yeah.
Yay.
Good.
Michelle, regular visits with my primary care doc, including blood work. I love to watch the trends on my chart. That's hilarious. Yeah, I've been doing that every year. Only because when I was, full-time and working at Cumulus, you had to do it every month or every year. You had to take a wellness physical because basically they want to know, hey, do they have a debilitating disease around the corner? Because if they do, then they drop you from the insurance. Not the company, because the company would never do that, but the insurance company would do it. Anyway, so yeah, I've been doing those. And when was the last time you had a physical?
Just last year.
Okay. I agree. Wellness physicals.
Yeah. High intensity interval training 6 times a week. Walk 7 days a week. Eat whole nutritious foods 90% of the time. Stay disciplined. Have also lost a lot of weight without meds. The surgery just changed my lifestyle. Right.
Boom, Nurse Terry. She has lost a ton of weight. And last time I saw her, it looks like she's even losing more. So way to go, Terry. You are awesome.
Sherry, my highest was 252 pounds. Couldn't do it alone. Had the sleeve surgery.
Got to do what you got to do, girl. And you look great.
I just love her personality.
I did too.
And her heart. So
She's
there you
awesome.
Go. All right. So topic. Yes. So there's the poll. So 12% discipline, 38% moderation, 49% just take their chances.
Okay. Now, do you want to go through your routine? You want to go back and forth? What I do, what you do? What do you want to do?
No, I mean, I'm just a moderation kind of person. I mean, I eat salads and I do my granola, my yogurt or whatever. I really have scaled back on sugar because at one point I was told I was pre-diabetic, but then the doctor's like, no, you're not pre-diabetic at all.
Oh, wow.
And then
doctor's got it wrong.
It was
nurse practitioner.
Yeah. And then my cholesterol is high, but my dad's was always high and he's a very thin man. So I think that was kind of genetics. So then I had to kind of research, okay, well, what food should I eat to eliminate that or, whatever. So I've been doing that. And the same with my red blood cells were low. So then I went up online and read what foods can I start eating? Because I just feel a lot of times that sweet potatoes.
There you go.
Which I had a picture and I forgot to put it in of my sweet potato meal.
Her dinner was
Saturday.
A giant sweet potato. That's all she had.
It was
crazy.
It was the size of my dinner fork. Here, I have it.
It was huge.
Here's the picture of it.
Huge. Here it is. Look at that.
That's a full-size dinner fork. That was my sweet potato. That's all I had.
Yeah.
Well, with a little butter and just a smidge of sugar.
Okay, there you go.
But anyways, and I've always been a walker. I've never been one where I want to go to the gym because I don't have the energy to get in my car, drive to a gym, work out at the gym, whatever. So, and now that because of my age, I'm getting bombarded with the wall Pilates for women over 50. And I've thought about doing that because I have done Pilates. I've done kickbox, whatever. So walking is my main thing.
Well, there are opportunities to exercise here in the condo complex. I know they have water aerobics.
I know. I might.
So
do
stuff like that.
Yeah.
As long as you're moving and grooving, doesn't really matter.
Right.
All right. For me, I'm either all in or I'm not in at all. So I have a huge detailed regimen that I do every single day. And I know it annoys the heck out of her. See, look at her face. That's her.
No,
face.
I'm not.
Boom, right there. Fitness Pal. It's a free app. Right now, I got 2,628 calories to go for the day. I eat just under 2,900 calories a day. And then you got your diary here. You got your breakfast in there. So I put my breakfast in there. Lunch I haven't had yet, but I'll have yogurt, granola, and grapes and garlic thins. Boom. Gets me
every day,
which will get me about another 500 calories, 600 calories every day, except on Fridays. I don't have yogurt. I have cottage cheese.
Oh, he mixes it up.
I used to have cottage cheese every day, but then I was eating my blood type, which Claudia from Claudia's Health Food turned me on to this book for your blood type. First off, you know your blood type. I'm type A, or not type. I am type A. I'm also A positive with the blood, and it's a whole book on each one that tells you what's good for you. I should be a vegan/vegetarian. That's how my body best reacts. That's how my body is most energetic. And as I get older, I am finding I care more about my brain health than I do anything else, because when your brain is working properly, you just feel better. So that's a combination of eating what you're supposed to and getting enough sleep and all of that. I stretch every day. I try to get 8,000 steps every day, not always, and push-ups every day. Now, I haven't been as regimented on my push-ups since my knee surgery because, my knee still bothers me to get down on the floor, but whatever. But those are the things that I do. When we go out to eat, I'm usually I used to be, before the surgery, probably 50% of the time I was getting salad and chicken, because red meat's not good for me. Fish is good for me. I eat a lot of salmon, which I want to get back to that. Remember my veggie stir fries with salmon?
Yeah.
I'm doing that one day this week because I have some salmon from Costco. So that's basically what I try to do, because I just feel so much better when I'm getting my steps in, breaking a sweat and putting the right things in me. And the other thing is I rarely, if ever, eat past 7:00, even 6:00. If we go to dinner fairly early, I don't ever, I'm not a snacker. I'm a snacker during the day.
Every once in a while you are.
Yeah, but a rarity. One time this year, it was.
I mean, I don't keep track.
I do popcorn. You made popcorn.
No, you got chips and dip.
Popcorn sounded good. Oh, was it? Was one? Well, then twice.
Well, yeah.
Whatever. Rarely do I eat before I go to bed, because that's the worst time to do it. But it's also hard to say no.
See, that's again in moderation. It's like,
but it's not good for your body.
I know, but if you're only doing it once every few days, or let's just say every few weeks, because there are times where maybe I'll have a light dinner and I'm ready for a snack. And popcorn, the way I make it, is actually healthy.
Okay.
So Eric says, take chances, man. Use and abuse the body as God intended.
I don't think
I'm sure that's in God's word.
It's his temple.
You don't slide into the grave in perfect shape. You drop in beat up from a great and awesome time.
Who said that? Is that Cooch?
Yeah, that's Eric.
Oh, Cooch, you're a nut.
Let's see here.
The Lord says it's his temple. We're supposed to treat the temple. I don't, because I smoke cigars still. So
okay, so Terry's loving sweet potatoes, so nutritious. She records her meals on
Fitness Pal
as well.
It is a great app. It's free.
Losing weight is easy. Keep your mouth shut. Don't bend your elbow.
Okay. Tommy Outwell.
Pescatarian, no meat, but I eat fish, dairy, etc.
Now, I've never heard of pescatarian before, Kathy Cromwell. I'm not sure what that is. No meat,
either.
But
no
I eat
meat,
lots of fish, dairy, etc. Okay.
Check out the doctor's height to weight chart. I'm 5'10" and should be 160. Well, what are you? Should be 160.
He's a little more than 160.
Is he?
Well, at my height, I'm supposed to weigh 185, I think, something like that.
Yeah, but isn't it your BMI that's like?
Well, according to my BMI, I'm obese.
I'm not.
Because my BMI is at 28. Have you ever checked what your BMI is?
Yes. Every time I input it somewhere, it's like normal. I'm normal.
Okay.
Moderation, people. It's all moderation.
All right.
Oh, Rick's 190. You're 195? Where does he?
Dude, seriously?
Where does he carry it?
I'm barely 10 pounds heavier than you. Huh. And I'm 6'3"-ish. Anyway. So here's the so I did a little research real quick. First of all, and I think I mentioned this once before. The last visit I did to my chiropractor, and yoga stretches, two things that I, besides the self-care of massages, because I don't smoke. I don't spend my money on casinos or anything like that. I spend my money on self-help, and I love good massages, facials, that kind of thing. So that's what I do. But anyways, so the last visit to the chiropractor and the eye doctor, both of them said that this generation is in the worst shape from a physical eye standpoint, how things are detaching and all their retina because of this and computers, video gaming, and also the posture of being leaned over, backpacks, all of that stuff. They both said that this generation will not outlive their parents. It's going to be the first generation to not outlive their parents, according to both of them. So, which is really sad when you think about it.
Yeah, it is.
But luckily,
good afternoon, Laura.
Like Olivia, she likes to work out. So she works out. She's got a fitness.
Yeah.
Josh kind of goes in spurts. Sometimes he'll be working out. Sometimes he won't. But anyway, but that's scary info.
What? No, my BMI is what I got going for me.
You just, don't be raining on Sharon's parade today, girl.
Yeah, is that true or is that fake news?
Yeah, who knows?
Tommy, at my weight, I'm supposed to be 6'8".
Tommy, last time I saw you, dude, you look good. Lean and mean. Now, you talked about things that you do outside of like physical stuff. You know, you do facials, you do massages.
Mm-hmm.
I go see Dr. Mark
Mm-hmm.
Mark Dumas, chiropractor in Perrysburg.
Mm-hmm.
I'm scheduled to appear tomorrow. He's wonderful. Listen, I've been to a lot of really good chiropractors over the years. If you're in Toledo and you got an issue, Dr. Mark's the guy. I'm just telling you. He what he was taught and the things that he learns, he's a couple of years older than I am, and he still does continuing ed. That's how much this guy is into it, and he's amazing. And
I would think as a chiropractor, you have to stay up to date.
not a lot of them. Once you get your degree, it's like, here's what I was taught. This is what I'm going to do. He's always challenged himself. He's written stuff. He puts on seminars. I mean, he is like in the chiropractor world. He is like very, very well known and sought after as a speaker. Now, I will tell you this. He is chatty. Okay. My appointment last Tuesday, because my neck was giving me so much grief because I'm on the computer so much. My appointment was at 4:30. He didn't get in until 5. And I said, all right, dude, here's the deal. Okay. I don't mind waiting for you, but 30 minutes, you got to tighten it up. You got to cut some of those words in half. I'm just saying. Well, and I'm hearing him out, and he's talking about God with somebody. I'm like, okay, I can't bust him too hard because he was talking about the Lord. But so chiropractor is the other one. And the other thing I do, I wish I did it every week, but it's more of a schedule thing. But I do it at least every other week. At least I have been consistent. I go to True Rest Float Spa, and I was there on Saturday. And it's you're in this little pod, and look back at some of the other podcasts. I showed you the pod and all of that. What you just saw is when you first come out is they have a little care area where, you fix your hair and all that. And, I bring a little bag with me and I comb my hair and all that, but they have like Q-tips and lotions and stuff. You want that. So that's when you walk out, and then they give you complimentary tea if you want to sit there and do that. And then the next picture is, that
looks like a
I went to the bar,
lab.
honey. I went to the bar.
No, that looks like a science lab.
Forgot to tell you, I went to the bar over the weekend.
She blinded me.
I went to the oxygen bar.
With science.
They have oxygen, and they have all these different scents and all these different.
Ooh, I would go with the purple
flavors.
oxygen.
Yeah, I don't know which one I went with. I don't remember, but they have all these different flavors, eucalyptus and all this other stuff, minty and all this.
So it's a oil in the oxygen. You're breathing it in, and it's like you're breathing in eucalyptus. Is that what you're saying?
I forgot to take oxygen. You're breathing in oxygen that has a little hint of some
that's
other.
what, yeah, that's
yes.
what I just said. Okay.
And I was going to take a picture of me with the thing, but you put the thing in your nose and you're breathing it in straight through your nose, like a Michael Jackson thing. And it helps you with alertness, your memory, your immune system, strengthens your heart, reduces the risk of heart attacks, calms your mind, stabilizes your nervous system, speeds up body's recovery after physical exertion. I mean, all this stuff helps you with hangovers, which I wasn't because, relieves muscle stiffness, gives you better sleep patterns. And let me tell you, you can go to the next one. There's the whole little area there. I'm sitting over by the oxygen bar. And that's to the right is the front area. So Saturday night, awesome sleep. Last night, awesome sleep. And I'm telling you why. It's because I take these floats. It's like less than a foot of water, maybe a foot of water, and it's got 1,000 pounds of Epsom salts. And Epsom salts for whatever you're floating. It's an hour long. It's beautiful. The pump music in, you got your own music, and then there he is, the man I got to hang out with. That's Jacob, who is working that day. He's a good dude, and he's studying to be a chiropractor.
Oh, cool.
So good for you, my man. Praying for you.
All right. Cool.
So there you go. That is another thing that I do.
Okay.
True Rest Float Spa on Monroe Street. And then they have one at Levis. And they're looking at doing a customer appreciation event in July, I believe, which I'll be at. And I'll invite all of you to go. Okay. There you go.
All right. So Eric is saying those charts are BS. I was 152 and 3% body fat in the Navy and was on the Fat Boy program. Said I was supposed to be 138 and he was benching 325 pounds at the time.
You're an animal.
Yeah,
and he's got buns of steel too. I hear about him on the golf course when he used to drive the ball 300 yards.
Oh. All right. So I want to read just a few things, but Jamie Paxton is jumping on to giving a disco party update.
Oh, okay.
There's only 5 more gold tables available to purchase, people,
What?
for the disco
We
party.
sold 5 in the last week.
I bet you at their event.
Yes, maybe.
Yeah.
They had a casino party Saturday night at the Moose, and they raised a bunch of money for our vets. And wow, we only got 5 left. Thank you. I'm humbled. And we are just over a month away from the party. So go to our Denny Radio page right at the top. You can click on the link or go to lbveteransoutreach.org. It's there.
What is it? June 6th?
June 6th,
So
downtown.
It's a month from tomorrow. Okay. So real quick, because we're going to start wrapping this up, right?
Yep.
So here are between the Henry Ford Health and WebMD. People today are living longer lives than our ancestors on average, thanks to scientific and medical advances.
Okay.
But they're in actual worse health than previous generations. Diabetes, heart disease, dementia, cancer, other chronic illnesses are more common. So here's the top 7 things that they gave that we should be aware of.
Okay.
Nutrition, avoiding sugar and carbs, eating more whole foods, plant-based, introduce omega-3 fatty acids such as walnuts, salmon, etc., calcium and vitamin D for our bones. Obviously, we need it. Exercising, cutting out substances as smoking and alcohol.
I'm sorry. I forgot. I didn't hear that last part.
Because they increase cancer and heart disease.
Right.
As far as sleep, we should be getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep hours per night. Turning off the digital devices 1 hour before, which I know that you've always said.
Always doing.
Stress, manage that by yoga, breathing exercises, etc.
Good.
Staying connected socially.
See, that's one I think people need to really think about as well as we get older, because so many people turn into like shut-ins. But
well, it helps to improve well-being and reduce the risk of dementia. You can look through community groups or volunteer. And number 7 on the list between the 2 organizations, healthcare, schedule regular checkups and screenings and communicate with your doctor on a regular basis. So here's my question. In reading, because honestly, I really did a lot of research on this whole thing yesterday and today. Where is water in all of this?
Well,
no
my
one
research
says,
does.
no one talks about how important staying hydrated is.
Right there.
So here's my question to you. What is more important, sleep or water?
Oh, sleep. That's when your body heals. But you can't, it's not a one or the other. I mean, okay, first off, you can live days without sleeping. You can't live days without water. So I guess if you look at it that way, water is the most important thing.
So
it just is. And I drink 100 ounces every day or more.
So you can actually live 3 to 4 days without water.
Right.
4 to 5 can be possible depending on climate and your own health. So here's what they say. Sleep is often considered more important for survival, while water is essential for bodily functions and survival. Sleep is vital for restoring the body, brain, and your mood.
Oh, yeah.
On the flip side, sleep deprivation can impact cognitive and physical health, such as heart disease and stroke. Water is essential and vital as it plays a key role in digestion, transporting nutrients, eliminating waste, keeping your joints lubricated, maintaining body temperature, your cellular health, because every cell, organ, and tissue relies on water. But on the flip side, dehydration can lead to fatigue, unclear thinking, and potentially more serious health issues. And how many times toward the end of my mom and dad's life did we took them back into the hospital because they weren't
dehydrated.
They were confused and all that.
They used to take Gatorade over to them.
They would get hooked up to an IV, get all, and then they'd walk out feeling great.
They're fine.
And then, because, water, okay,
biggie,
needed by the brain to manufacture hormones, form saliva, allows body cells to grow, reproduce, regulates body temperature, acts as a shock absorber for brain and spinal cord, flushes body waste, lubricates joints. It's the major component of most body parts that convert your food to components needed for survival.
We're big water drinkers.
And helps deliver oxygen all over the body. So
there you go.
I just don't understand why that's not more prevalent in all of the articles and stuff.
I don't know. Right here, top one, maintain a balanced diet, according to ChatGPT. Boom. Stay hydrated. 6 to 8 glasses of water every day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there you go. So drink that water. Oh, one other thing I forgot in my regimen, I'm probably on about a dozen different supplements, different vitamins, omega-3, calcium, iron. And last time I was in, my doc's like, I can't believe you're not on any prescription meds. And I don't know. It's just, he wanted to put me on something. And instead I called Claudia and she said, try this first. And so I did. And guess what? It works. So I'm not saying I won't ever be on a prescription med at some point, but I'm not on any now. And the longer I can, stay off that train, I'm going to do it. I like the whole natural route. That's why I'm so tight with Claudia.
Well, and our body is made up of 60 to 75% water, and it diminishes as we age. So,
all right, we got to wind this up. Before we do, the government says at my height, 6'3", I should weigh between 155 and 195 pounds. Okay.
And what do you weigh?
I weigh 207.8 today.
You don't need to lose weight.
No, I'm not trying to lose weight. I like this weight,
One thing I have noticed at my age is now that I am not physically staging homes, and how physical that was.
Oh, crazy.
Man, you lose it if you don't use it.
I can help you with that, getting physical if you want.
We got to move around the living room furniture?
Sure.
Hang pictures?
Whatever. All right, there you go, people. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And by the way, Jamie put up the link right there. I don't know if you can grab that off your phone. Probably not. I guess you can't do that really.
Yep.
But thank you, Jamie. And we're on our way to a sellout. That's awesome. All right. Wednesday.
All right. Wednesday's topic. With it being graduation season, there's a lot of families or parents that are going to be empty nesting or watching their first senior leave. So we're going to talk about that because it is an empty nest syndrome. There is such a thing.
Okay.
And there's emotional, there's adjustments and anticipation. Moms and dads handle things differently. And then there's practical steps of what people can take. So that's going to be Wednesday. Okay.
That'll be fun. So make sure you play along with that.
Yep. And to get back real quick to our sponsor, Eddie, when I first started home staging, he actually took the time to meet with me for like an hour to talk about marketing and just helping me with ways I could get my name out there. Totally, free and just in his own kindness. So I always appreciate that because he is Mr. Marketer. So this little short video, it's literally 13 seconds. Eddie, this one's for you.
Play that again. Run that again.
Okay.
That is so awesome.
He just kind of let us smile.
That is unbelievable. Obviously, that's staged, but that is so funny.
Yeah.
I just love creative people.
I do too. Isn't that hilarious?
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Good work. Where did you find that? Where are you going to get these?
Oh, TikTok or Instagram or whatever. So,
all right, people, share the video, please. We're doing very, very well. And hopefully you enjoyed our post on Saturday after the Derby. And thank you for supporting us. But share this video. That's the biggie.
And thank you, Eddie Campus.
Eddie, you the man. See you Thursday, dude.
And we'll see y'all Wednesday at noon right here.
Oh yeah, Wednesday first.
Denny Schaefer. He's an idiot.